Hello everybody, welcome to My Hero Academia, chapter 319 review. This chapter is called Friend. Simple as that. Now, last chapter, Deku went up against, I forget this villain's name, but he was like a puppeteer, and he had people on strings and everything going around, and, Deku was getting swamped by him, and then Bakugo showed up, used an armor-piercing shot, and knocked him down. And that was the chapter. So we start off this one with a semi-flashback of a few days after Izuku Midoriya left UA. And I'm just going to point this out now. We have the first page here is a color page and the rest is not. The reason for this is because with the new My Hero Academia movie coming out, World Heroes Mission, I think, for the next month they'll be doing color pages to sort of commemorate it. So, and then that's also no reason why we're getting the Endeavor Agency arc now in the anime and not the My Villain Academia one. Yeah. Just so, since World Heroes Missions happens during that Endeavor Agency arc. So yeah. So the chapter starts off a few days after Izuku Midoriya left UA, and then we see all of the classmates are sort of sitting in this circle, and we see talking to them are Shoto, Tokoyami, and Bakugo, and Ochako says, "Do you really think so?" And Todoroki says, "It's just our best guess," but Bakugo comes in and says, "Odds are he's with Endeavor and the others." The damned nerd. And Ida then says, "Your best guess, you haven't confirmed that with anyone." And he says, "Your best guess, you've confirmed that with anyone?" And he says, such as mentors who oversaw you three." And Tokoyami is first one to say, "We have tried unincreasingly, but my own master will not answer his phone." That's Hawks. Bakugo then says, "Same with Denim Head." And Shoto's like, "Yeah, my dad." It's almost like he doesn't even love me. And he then goes on to say, "I'm sure they're busy, but something feels off. We can only assume they're keeping secrets from us." And Jiro then says, "Not to mention, All Might is still MIA. Ojiro says, or so it seems, yeah. Classes are suspended or being kept as first years for now. They've got us in one of those hero corps. You're cooped up in dorms or helping out with local security. Given the state of things, it's tough to be able to find out what's going on out there." Bakun says, "Denim Head and Spoonbill met Deku back there at the hospital, and All Might was there too. Then we got this letter. If he's too scared to come near UA, then who snuck in and slipped the letters under our doors in the dead of night? It had to be All Might, no doubt. They're partners in crime." And then Aoyama says, "Then he's with an adult? I guess that should get us reassurance, eh?" And Kaminari says, "The only news we're hearing about is the whole top three hero team up, right? No word about All Might." Bakugo says, "Yeah. Compared to Endeavor and the others, I know Deku and All Might better than anyone. This is the worst scenario I can think of." And then Kirishima just stands up. He's like, "Damn it! How are we going to get in touch with him?" And then Ochako looks, stands up, and says, "Endeavor's is a UA alum, right? Then let's force the issue." And a few days later, we cut to Principal Nezu's office, and Endeavor's in there. And he's like, "Principal, is this a trap?" As we see the rest of the class 1A standing behind him. And Principal Nezu says, "I heard the children out and determined this meeting was warranted. I'm always open to change based on the facts." And Shoto says, "Why have you been ignoring me? I thought we were going to stop Toil together." Endeavor says, "Shoto, your willingness alone means the world to me." "Well, it doesn't mean much to me without action. Why is Midoriya the only one with a free pass?" And he continues to say, "Endeavor, you're letting Deku and All Might operate together, aren't you? And then Bakugo takes over and says, I thought so. In any other situation, it was the right move. But you don't know the first thing about Deku. He's screwed up in the head. The guy never takes himself into account. Just this crap like I'm fine. All Might became the symbol of peace with the same mindset. So he won't be the one to stop Deku. Listen, Endeavor. You can't leave those two alone with each other. Not them. And then we cut back to Hawks and Endeavor. Hawks, Endeavor, and Genus in the little base they were last chapter. And he's like, seems like Midori finally cut himself off from All Might too. If only we could have the same speed to be by his side. And Endeavor brings something out and says, but. And Sarah's like, yo, does that thing have GPS tracking? And Endeavor looks at him and just throws the phone-looking item back. And Sarah, Koda, Mineta, and Hagakure run to go grab this tracker thing. And then, who's his face? Sarah says, mind if we borrow this, sir? Because, well, it's the only chance. One up in the same class as this guy. But still, And then, Koda says, I feel the same way. We've only spent a year together, but that's plenty. And Shoto says, he never opened us up to us about One for All and expected that letter to put us at ease. That came as a shock to us. And Ida says, we of Class A intend to find him, follow him, and work alongside him. No matter how great a burden One for All may be, Midoriya is our friend. And we can't very well be expecting to go smiling into the future. Knowing that our friend is walking this thorny path alone, and then Endeavor says it's too dangerous out there. Law and Order's thing of the past, even you kids would be. And Nezu says, you certainly matured, Todoroki. Given that the villain now pursue him, that he wished to leave UA, I authorized the team up. However, he's free to return to us at any time. From the moment a student is accepted into this school, they fall under our protection. And then Endeavor spins around and says, what about safety of the evacuees? Among them, there's still. And Nezu says, a proper evacuation shelter must be more than simply a plot of land. I shall have to reassure them somehow. Our security system was fortified for the school festival, and is yet to see any use. I'm talking about the UA barrier. It will prove its worth. In any case, All Might also tended this school, you know. So go on, do what you must to bring them back to us. And we cut back to the scene where Deku was getting swarmed by everybody. He's sitting on the ground, and you see the rest of the class in front of him doing some stuff, pretty much being heroes. Momo Yaoyorozu goes, and she says, prison escapee secured, splendid work, Bakugo. And then Bakugo spins around and says, that's great, explosion murder, god dynamite to you. Then all of the people who are trapped by the dude's puppeteer stuff says their bodies are free. And then Deku looks at him and looks away. And he says, everyone, but why? And Ochaku looks at him and says, we're worried about you. And Deku starts to stand up and says, I'm fine. As he puts on his mask, he also says, so don't worry and get away from me. And then Bakugo looks at him and yells, wow, real inspiring. All hail the mighty inheritor of One for All. But tell us this, are you smiling now? And then Deku stands up and says, those smiles, everyone's peace of mind, those are the reasons I need to keep going. So, get out of my way. As Bakugo then says, do your worst, All Might wannabe. And Ida says, we knew Midori would be the same as ever. Stand strong, everyone. Chaka then says, yeah. And that's the end of the chapter. So, next week, it's going to be battle between Deku and the rest of the class. I cannot wait for this. I mean, I thought the end of the last chapter was really awesome, but this is something else entirely. just a battle between them with all of Deku's new quirks and his mastery of Fajin, Black Whip, Smoke Screen, Float, and Danger Sense. I mean, I feel like they're going to take him down, but I just can't wait. It's so awesome. So yeah, this has been chapter 319, Friend. Not much to say. It's pretty interesting as they are still first years, so sort of debunks all of the stuff about thinking about Shinzo coming in. So yeah, that's the chapter. Not a whole lot more to say than that. Yeah, so thank you for watching. I hope you've been enjoying these reviews. I'm trying to get them out a bit more consistently. And this has been Glowplasma231.